On this episode, we are discussing our top five hair bands of all time. So pull up a chair. This is the Big Hair Roundtable.
Roundtable, big hair, raise your horns in the air. We're debating what we're made of. Is it leather? Is it love? Roundtable, big hair, every story we share. Gold records in our dreams, and we'll die on these beliefs.
All right, welcome back to the Big Hair Roundtable. Tonight's topic is going to be our top five hair bands. Now, last week we did a show about what we consider to be a hair band, and there's lots of different criteria. So everybody's kind of got different criteria. So one guy may think a band is a hair band and put it in his list, and another guy may think it's not. But it's just like all opinions, and we're just going to go from there. And let me introduce everybody from the roundtable here. We got Hairball John from last week.
Yep.
Make sure that you, I'm going to put down in the description here links to his stuff. He's got his own Hairball John radio app that's really killer. You guys should go out there and check that out. He's got his own Hairball John radio show. What nights are you on for that? All different nights, John?
Yeah, it varies. I think we're on, I've lost count, but I think we're, because it's nationally syndicated, I think we're on 21 stations. And we just picked up like San Pablo or something like that, where I don't know. We're the only English speaking show on the station, which means that we mean nothing. All they want is the music.
Yep. They're not going to know anything you're saying.
So
you
it
can say whatever the
varies.
hell you want.
It varies by day and by time. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can check that. You go to his, he's got a website too called Hairball John Radio.
Yep.
You check that out and it'll tell you where to find him and find all his stuff.
Yep.
I got my best buddy Baker down there. We've been friends for about 45 years or so.
Definitely.
And then new to the panel tonight is my buddy Dan, Party Dan, we call him.
Up.
He's down there.
Here.
And so what we're going to do, like I said, we're going to go around the table here and list off our bands starting at 5, work our way all the way up to 1.
Okay.
Favorite hair bands. Make sure to like and subscribe down at the bottom there. And let's get it rolling with John. Let's go.
No, I went first last time. I'm not going first on this one.
All right, Baker, you're first.
Okay, mine's easy. I mean, actually, all my bands are pretty much behind you, so it's not really, tricky.
You can just pick one from here.
Pretty much, yeah. Number 5, pretty much, and like we talked about, it's kind of a timeline. It's kind of what started it off for me. The kind of the best years of our lives. Party, have fun, and I think this was probably around 9th grade. And plus, this band, to me, arguably has the best album of all time, rock album, and that would be Def Leppard, Pyromania.
Oh, yes. Oh,
I mean, you can't have. That was just it. That's what kind of started it. Them and a couple other.
I remember riding around in the Nova, just wearing that Pyromania tape. The hell
big
out.
old boombox you had.
Yeah, I had the big boombox with the 8 double Ds.
Right.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm sorry.
The best batteries though. Yes.
I got too much time on my hands, man.
Your hair band from Great Britain, is that?
Yes, it is. Yes.
In my book it is, so I'm good with it.
Loudness is a hair band.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're going to get to those. We're going to do another show, folks, about some of these bands we're talking about.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
So yes, Def Leppard, number 5 for sure.
Number 5. All right, Dan, you're up, buddy.
All right, this might be this band. It didn't really start it all for me, but like my picks, it was kind of a feeling like. I kind of thought, okay, what record did I just put on and just blast? Driving in the car, blasting it, windows down.
A record in the car?
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Really good shocks.
No. I think I had this on cassette too. But anyway,
I hope so.
You guys might poke some fun at this, but Winger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Winger.
No, I'm with you on that.
I like Winger.
I like Winger.
Plus, what I consider hair bands, part of my criteria is they can play some really hard rock, hard stuff, but they also have really good ballads that you would consider rock. They just had, you could just put it on and sing along and crank it up. And
Yeah.
you know,
Winger takes
they're
a
in
lot
high
of heat.
school. Yeah.
Just
So that's
because
number
Beavis
five.
and Butthead, that's it.
Yeah.
Ain't it? That's the only reason.
Yeah, and
Very talented musicians.
they're
and-
outstanding musicians.
Yes.
Absolutely. And if you look at each album, I mean, I really agree with you on this because if you look at each album, it got more mature, very, very similar to Warren. It got more mature and harder that even when you get to Pull, you know, Pull is a great album that got lost in the shuffle. But you
Yeah.
can go later into their career, deeper into their catalog, even get into the early 2000s, and it's really good stuff. I mean, Reb Beach is a phenomenal
Yes.
guitarist. Phenomenal guitarist.
Yeah, and Kip Winger, he's very talented. I think
Oh, yeah.
he's still making music.
He is. He's
Oh,
doing,
yeah.
I think,
And he sounds
ballets
great.
and symphonies.
Yeah, he
and-
does he does that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
voice, great voice.
Yeah.
I think I'd
Musician.
rather see Kip Winger right now than David Lee Roth's new tour.
Yeah.
He needs to hang it up. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like.
We can all agree on that, I believe.
I mean, if his voice is just, it's just not there. I mean, you know,
And neither is his brain. Yeah.
singing how he did coming out of the gates, you just can't sustain that
No.
vocal range forever.
For that length of time too.
Yeah.
that length of time.
He's,
I mean, it's
he's an old gentleman.
Yeah.
very few people can do that for 40, 45, some 50
Yeah.
years, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I will go next. And my number 5 is probably what everybody would consider the quintessential hair band, probably where the name even came from. But Poison.
Mhm.
I'm a big Poison fan from back. First time I saw a Cry Tough video on MTV, I was like, wow. And then the album come out. I think the albums come out on Tuesdays. I think the albums used to come out on Tuesdays, I think. I remember them coming out. I remember being there on a Tuesday and going to the record store, Believe in Music, and waiting for the record to come out. And I got it. And I was like, I consider myself like the first one. I was like the one in the neighborhood or in the town that discovered Poison because nobody had heard of Poison. So I had the album first and was kind of championing them from that. And then they come to town like pretty soon. Right after that, they came with Quiet Riot. We're opening for Quiet Riot, and they were at that same record store signing records and stuff. And we went up there. Remember, Baker? We went up there to meet them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just remember walking up to the tables. They were all sitting at like folding tables, signing the records and whatnot. And when I got to Bret Michaels, I put my hand out to shake his hand. And instead of just sitting there and shaking it and kind of keep going, he actually got up out of his chair, stood up like a man and shook my hand. And I was like, you know what? I got respect for that. And I said, that guy I'm going to be a fan of for a long time. And he's just a great front man. And the band is always fun to watch. And they're my number 5, Poison.
Yeah.
Usually you never want to meet your heroes, but yeah, you're right on that.
And he's still a good dude. Bret Michaels, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he definitely is one of the best frontmen. I'm not a big Poison fan, but that doesn't take anything away from being able to recognize what he's. I mean, look at the career he has sustained, and it's because he can truly bring the party. And they're one of those safe shows that you truly can take your grandkids to.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that you get 3 and I don't know, maybe sometimes 4 generations, depending on teenage pregnancies, as far as at their shows, because it's all confetti cannons and it's a clean show. You know, what's the worst you get is talk dirty to me. And I mean, if that's the worst you get nowadays, I'll take it.
Yeah. You know, it's going to be high energy and it's going to be entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he does a good job.
Yeah. I always thought they were underrated music, like CC on the guitar. I always thought he was very underrated as a guitar player.
Oh, absolutely.
He's fantastic.
He knew his place in the band, and
and
he fit in with that band perfect.
And they came out and they gave you a good show every time.
A lot better than Slash would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd have been an interesting thing if you would have switched those two.
Yeah, it would have been weird.
Yeah.
All right, John, you're up, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. I just ranked these before we got on here. So real quick, my hair bands, and this is what I talked about last time. You have certain bands that I feel became hair bands. So Whitesnake became a hair band. Def Leppard became a hair band. Dokken became a hair band. So MTV turned a lot of bands. If you wanted to succeed, you became a hair band. So I don't include any of them on my list. So that's like with the Def Leppard, Def Leppard, the Pyromania, I don't consider that. It's a great hard rock album. But for me, Hysteria is when they became a hair band. So it's really, there's almost a cutoff year, like 85 for me. It's before that, when MTV started to blow up with Bon Jovi and all of that. So and there's hard to determine what's hard rock too. So anyway,
Mhm.
so mine are bands that truly came out of, I think that MTV made, honestly. That would they have existed without an MTV? They're great bands, but would they have existed without MTV? And it's possible that they wouldn't. So actually, my number 5 is House of Lords.
Oh,
House of Lords, I really like. Uh, I think it's James Christian. Man, I can't believe I can't remember the vocalist's name right now. But I really like the sound. You got Greg Jafria in there.
yeah.
The band is, I think, Chuck Wright. I think Chuck Wright from
The
from
crew,
Quiet Riot.
Quiet Riot bassist.
Yep,
Yeah.
is in there. So there's a lot of really good musicians. That first album, it's a little bit too melodic for me, but once you get into like the next one, Sahara, which I think is really good, and then you even get into Demons Down, I just think they're strong. They're strong albums to listen to, and it launched a couple different careers that I appreciate as far as what came afterwards. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm throwing House of Lords in there at number
Was
5.
Jafria after that?
Jafria was before that.
Before that, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep.
See, I've heard of Jafria, but I've never heard of House of Lords.
Oh, okay.
Never
All
heard
right.
of them at all.
So you got to
Yeah.
go listen to 'em.
Yeah, so there I am. I'm at House of Lords for
House
for
of
5.
Lords. I'm gonna write
Also-
that down and I'm gonna listen to it because I have never heard of that.
Then
There
we
you
will
go.
have to get back in touch. Then do me a favor, at least start with like Sahara or Demons Down. Don't go with the first one. The first one is it is too a little bit more melodic than what I would care for, but I think they're a good band, and they're definitely a hair band.
Yeah,
Okay.
they look the part for sure.
Yeah.
Do they?
All right, so we went with Scott last time. We're gonna go with Dan this time. Dan, you're first with number 4. Yep.
Well, this might be going back a little ways, maybe before. I mean, we're talking about there's a lot of the '80s hair bands, but what I consider kind of maybe a band that grew into a hair band for me. I listened to them quite a bit, maybe not as much in the mid '80s, but I'm gonna go with Kiss.
Yeah, okay.
I think they were kind of a hair band before a hair band was even a thing. I think they could,
Somewhat, yeah.
Agree
I mean,
with
and
that.
especially in the '80s when they
and
took the makeup off, they definitely were hairband then to me.
they would come out and give a show, and it was great shows. I think we saw them in Tiger Stadium. You remember that show, Scott?
That was a big one, yeah.
It was
The
big.
reunion tour, the first show of the reunion tour. Yep.
Okay.
And,
No, I
you know,
think
like-
you're on board there.
Yeah, and yeah, I consider them a hair band. I probably didn't listen to them as much, say in the mid '80s and the height of everything, and
Yeah.
but yeah, I think they really ushered in a lot of other bands just with the makeup and the big hair and
Yeah. I think you could, argue them and Kiss or Kiss and Van Halen and Aerosmith
Yeah.
kind of ushered
yeah,
all that
because
in.
you're going back to the '70s,
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's
And
probably a lot of other bands in the '70s I could probably, put on
yeah,
the
you got
list.
like the New York Dolls. I mean, obviously
Yes.
Kiss was heavily influenced by New York Dolls.
Motley.
And that was I heard somebody refer to it as glam metal a couple days ago. It was actually an
Right.
interview that was being
Yeah.
done. It was a documentary, and I think that really embraces that. That's the glam metal element,
Yeah.
and it definitely, don't get me wrong, I think that really went over and into the hair metal.
Yeah.
But that's what came out of the '70s, and I think Kiss brought that. Now I believe you're right. When they took off the makeup, they were full scale.
Yeah.
They were full scale hair
Yeah.
band.
They had the
Yeah.
pink spandex and the
Yeah, yeah. Dancing around and
Heaven's on Fire and Lick It Up and all that.
Yeah.
The precursor to the hair bands,
Yeah. Until the hairbands were here and then they mirrored off them, I think.
Yeah, the way I piss off listeners that are Kiss fans, not that I want to, but it's just always interesting that, if you can picture Paul Stanley and if you can picture Cher, you've never seen the two of them together.
So you
And the
you-
thing is, Gene
So you're
Simmons,
getting
that
to-
means
You
Gene
dated
Simmons has
Cher.
slept with both of them. But yeah.
Gene Simmons, he slept with a
He
lot.
probably
of
slept
people.
with one of us. I mean, that's 25% of the world.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
some concerts I wouldn't have known him. He might have.
Yeah, that's a great story.
And I would have said no. I don't know.
All right, I'll be
Uh,
next here. My number 4 is going to be Rat. I kind of between them and the number 3 band, I was back and forth, but I kind of landed here with Rat. they were one of the first ones who really got into like the hair metal scene. Like, I really wanted to be out in LA and be in that Sunset Strip scene from seeing Rat, and the videos that they were some of the first ones that had really, really good videos, I thought, like Wanted Man and Round and Round and all those videos. They just seemed like they were a little ahead of their time on the videos. They kind of took more time with the videos than some of the other bands, and their catalog is right up there with, for me, right up there with a lot of the bands, if not better than some of the bands. I think even though they had success, I think they're still kind of a little bit underrated. I think once everything kind of took off, Rat started it off, and then everything kind of took off, and Rat kind of took a little bit of a back seat, I think. But
Yeah.
they're definitely there. And Warren is just like one of my favorite guitarists ever. So that and him and Robin together, the dual guitars is kind of a little different than some of the bands then. So, but that's why Rat's my number 4.
Yeah, I think those first 4 albums, man, those first 4 albums are fantastic albums. Even, I mean, you can get into Detonator. I think that's when they're a full-scale hair band. But yeah, those first 4 albums are fantastic. There isn't a dud in any of those.
Yeah, they're
Out of the Cellar. I wore that one out.
Yeah.
I like Invasion's my favorite, but
Invasion, yeah.
but they're both right there.
Yeah.
All right, John, number 4.
Number 4. This is a weird one.
Another one?
It is. Well,
write
this one
down
is
too, don't I?
No, this isn't going deep. This is just a weird one to consider a band, because really it was one, kind of 2 albums. It's a solo album, but God, I can't believe I put this on my list. There's so many others that are here, but I'm going to roll with it. I circled it. What the hell? I'm all in. Vince Neil band. Vince Neil's band on his first solo album, Unexposed.
Yes.
I think that was an incredible, what would be like a hair metal album. I mean, this is a really weird one to do. But Steve Stevens is on guitar there. He brought in John Norum that's Doc. I'm trying to think who he brought in for he's got Mickey D. Is that who's in there? Anyway, it doesn't make any difference. But I think it's a good album. It's a good it's hair metal.
I think it's Steve Stevens' best work.
Yeah.
He shreds on that thing, and I'm the same way. But I'm a Vince guy. But like I've said it before in other ones, where when it comes to Motley with Karabi or the Vince solo album, I'll take the Vince solo album all day long.
Yeah.
So it's just Vince Neil's solo album. That's what it's called, or
yeah, it is. Yeah, it's just Vince Neil's solo album. So I don't really know if that would count. It was just one that came to mind.
No, I think that counts.
I try and think of the ones that I play. That I think fall under what we're talking about, and that's one I go to quite a bit. I go to that one a lot. That one and the Don Dokken Up from the Ashes. But the Vince Neil probably is the one I go to the most out of that, when they went solo, when the groups of them went solo.
That was a good album. Yeah,
like in the 90s or
I think it was
early
90s, 92, 93.
92. I think you're right, John. 92.
Yeah.
You're invited, but your friend can't come. You remember that one, Baker?
Yeah.
maybe. Maybe.
Encino
Well, just
Man.
like I said on Motley Crue 1994, I'm like, I boycotted that. I don't remember it, but I do remember a song now that I went back and thought about it. It was
the same. I think
Hooligan's
Vince's
Holiday.
came out first, didn't it, John? I think Vince came out just before theirs. I think.
Before
I
that
think
one?
Vince. Yeah. Again, that's
they
I've
rushed
had a
through
few
it.
of these, so I'm not real sure.
They had Jack Blades come in and write for it. And
Jack Blades and Tommy Shaw.
yeah, they come in and wrote it real quick, and they got it out fast. I think trying to get ahead of Motley, but. All right, Baker, what you got? Number 4.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, this one's kind of easy for me. It's, if I could sing like somebody, it would be only 2 people. It'd be Majenko, Milevich, or whatever from Steelheart, and Sebastian Bach. So it's Skid Row for me for number 4. Monkey Business, and my favorite ballad is Quicksand Jesus. I listen to that every time it comes on. Some other bands I love, when their songs come on, I mean, I can turn and, like I really don't care about girls much anymore. But Quicksand Jesus is just an amazing ballad to me.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Skid Row for me at number 4.
Yeah,
That's good.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that choice. Yeah.
Yeah. Sebastian Bach, he's right up there. Vocally, he was
Amazing back in the day. I don't care. They were talking about him being kind of an asshole now, but he got drunk on the ship and got into it with a danger guy or something lately.
Yeah, he did. And he can,
I don't know why.
have you ever had any interaction with him, John?
With Sebastian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one interview that I turned down, actually.
Yeah.
Is
I
he
think
an
you told
asshole
us.
or?
But go ahead and tell us the
Um,
story.
No, it was Angel Down. He had just gone solo, or I don't think he went solo intentionally, but he put out Angel Down, and I was supposed to be doing an interview with him at the radio station, and his publicist called just like minutes before the interview, and he said, "Oh, we need to see the list of questions you're going to ask." I mean, I've never submitted questions. I mean, I've done a lot of interviews and never submitted questions. I said, I can guarantee you that I'm not a dirt digger. I don't really care about lawsuits. I don't care about personality conflicts. I just want to talk with him about what he's got going and some of the past. And he goes, "Well, you can't mention Skid Row." I'm like, "What? What do you mean I can't mention Skid Row?" And he said, "No, you can't mention Skid Row. If you are going to mention Skid Row, then he won't do the interview."
Mm.
Okay, then I'll pass. He goes, "Really? You're not going to do the interview?" And I said, "No, I'm good. I mean, there is no Sebastian Bach without Skid Row." So,
No, I agree.
and I don't need to talk about the lawsuit or any of that, which was going on at the time. But if I can't talk about Skid Row, I'll still talk about his recent album. And so he goes, "Well, all right, then I guess it's no interview." I'm like, "That's good. I'm okay." And then he called back and he said, "I just want to make sure that we're clear that you're turning down the interview with Sebastian." And I said, "We are clear. Can I talk about Skid Row?" "No. Thanks for calling."
Yeah.
And that was it. So he was in my top 10 of vocalists that I really wanted to talk with. And that's the only one. So, and then I just saw him last year right here in Southern Michigan here. And he was great. He was personable. He was funny. He sounded good. He did a lot of Skid Row. I mean, he absolutely was totally different than what I expected when I went to that show.
Yeah.
So, but he obviously wasn't drunk. And he had a great band with him. He had a really, really good band.
Oh
with him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when
So-
we saw him in on the Sunset Strip, 2 years ago, Greedy,
Yeah.
he was great.
Yeah. He was great that night. He was really good
Yeah.
at the Rainbow Party.
Yeah.
That Slave to the Grind that you talked about, top 5 album of all time for me.
Oh, definitely.
That's the only thing I would have with calling that a hairband, if that's okay, is that for me, like Danger is a hairband. I think they are, right? Danger
know, but
Danger's
they
a
just made me
hairband,
laugh.
Warrant's a hairband, but Skid Row was definitely more hard rock. Now they
Yes.
came in on the hairband wave and capitalized on it because of MTV. But man, I'll tell you what, that Slave to the Grind
Yeah.
is heavy and
Yeah, it was
it's
heavy.
good.
Yeah,
That's hair metal,
So-
obviously. Poison is hair rock, where Skid Row is hair metal.
in your book. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
then they
yeah,
have,
but that's a great choice.
yeah. Then they have the power ballads in there also.
Oh,
And
yeah.
their power ballads they're not heavy, but they're like some of the heaviest power ballads.
Yeah. In a darkened
Yeah,
room.
If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
They're just they're timeless. I could listen to those over and over and over again.
Over.
Yeah. Nope. Really good. Good choice.
All right. I think we're on to number 3 now. I will start with number 3. John, get your sign ready.
I swear to God, if you say YNT, I'm gonna get up and walk out. I'm just telling you, if you say YNT,
Uh-oh.
not
Wait.
only am I done tonight, I'm done. Like period. I'm gonna crash
think
my
I know-
phone.
Oh,
Give
I
me
love
a
wine
sign.
tea, but not in the
I
top
think I know
five.
what you're gonna say, Scott.
All right, let's
possibly.
go.
You know what I'm going to say. Def
Maybe.
Leppard. Hit it. There it is. Not a hairband. To me, they're 100% hairband. But anyways, we have that argument later. I just love like them 3 albums to me. High and Dry, Pyro.
Oh my
and-
God, you're gonna kill me. So you're
And
calling them a
Hysteria.
hairband during High and Dry?
Well, no.
No, you have
Yes.
Oh
yes,
my
I am.
Wouldn't that be Pyromania?
you have to start with Hysteria.
You
Hysteria.
can't. You can start with Pyromania.
I
Come
start
on.
with Pyro. Yeah.
They had
They're
they
kinda
had
in-
the look kind of. I know, not a hairband, but to me, those 3 albums back to back to back are maybe the 3 best albums
Yeah.
back to back.
Hysteria started getting a little softer, though, I think, to me.
Hysteria
You
did,
think?
but there's still some great stuff on there. Gods of War,
Yeah.
you can't. I mean, Gods of War is a fantastic song.
Well,
Yeah,
they
no,
can't-
I'm not saying
Yeah,
it's a bad album. I'm just saying that's definitely where they became hair. That 87, if you came out in 87, almost everything was hair in 87.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think when we started really getting into stuff, and Pyro was just like crazy. It was that time was Pyro and Mental Health were like what everybody in the Midwest was playing
Yeah.
at our beer keg parties.
But you have to take it back on High and Dry. Take it back right now. Take it back.
I'll take it back. But
Take
what
it
I'm
back.
saying
Okay.
is those three albums back.
Hey, that band.
Yeah.
That's why they're my number
Okay.
3 band, is because
That's
of
why a
those three
great
albums.
band. Yeah.
And their
Right.
catalog
They
of
came,
songs
they,
is just fantastic.
My
Yeah, they-
therapist will get me through it. We're good, man. Don't worry about
Okay,
it.
you're good.
yeah, they
All right.
came in like a bat out of hell, 18 years old, 19 years old.
And we
just
don't know if
ripping
maybe
it.
that's mutt. A lot of it's probably mutt.
Oh,
Has to do with
absolutely.
a lot of it, but I don't care. That was fantastic. It was like the Pyro was like what everybody was trying to copy after that came out. Everybody was trying to make another Pyromania.
Yeah.
They just moved on to Hysteria, which wasn't quite as good, but still to me fantastic. All right, so that's my number 3. John, we're going to you now. 3.
Oh, what do I have for number 3? I got Cinderella at 3.
Huh? Cinderella.
I got Cinderella. I really like
I like
Cinderella. I think they're the epitome of
Glam
probably
metal.
more of that hair metal. If you want to start splitting hairs, because but that's Poison definitely is a hair band, however you want to call it. But
Yeah.
Cinderella rode that in order, and those are the tours that they were on. They had that look. They dominated MTV. They had the ballads. They had everything that was there. They progressed differently. They definitely grew and changed in
Yeah.
their musicianship when you go into
More
Long
bluesy
Cold
stuff.
Winter. Yeah, and what Heart Butt Station, whatever that is. I hate that album.
Still
I hate that album.
climbing.
Yeah, and actually, Still Climbing, I put right after Night Songs, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think I probably
So
would too.
I think Still Climbing, that came out in '94, I think it was, after his throat surgery, or
Yeah.
Tom Kiefer's second throat surgery. That's a great album. There are several songs that could have been on Night Songs.
Yeah.
So I kind of base it on Night Songs and a little bit on Long Cold Winter, but Long Cold Winter is definitely bluesier. But regardless, I put them as a hair band.
Yeah, they're
Definitely.
definitely a hair band, and definitely one of there would
I
be
agree.
they're in my top 10 probably, or
Yeah.
in that range. We love the hell out of that album when it came out. But I'm
Oh, yeah.
a Night Songs guy way before it. I prefer the Night Songs
I'm the
feel
same way.
more than the bluesy feel of Long Cold Winter. But that's a great pick. I like that one.
Yeah.
All right, Baker, 3.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Are you picking
Oh.
Def Leppard again, you bastard?
Well, I know this is on
you can't pick 'em
Scott's.
twice.
Oh, no, we're gonna have ones that are the same, so it's they
Yeah,
already
I
had
know
rap.
this is still on his list. It has to be, and if not, I'm gonna choke him. But Dokken, Dokken is a hair metal to me. Underlock and Keith, Tooth and Nail, and even Breaking the Chains might be a little early, but
Look at John.
you can say he morphed. But Dokken is a top hair metal band to me. They're hair metal, not hair rock. They are hair metal.
What do you think? I didn't see the sign. You're kind of on.
They are up there. Where are they?
Yeah.
Wait.
I almost put Dokken in my list. Almost.
I agree. I agree with Under Lock and Key and On.
Yeah.
Under
Right.
Lock and Key for me is it was hard rock, just kind of delving into the hair metal. Man,
Breaking the Chains is
Breaking
yeah,
the Chains is
Tooth and
not,
Nail.
man.
just slightly earlier.
Tooth and Nail on that. That's almost.
Breaking the Chains, they weren't quite there.
We
Yeah.
were big on Tooth and Nail.
Yeah, but I
Oh,
guess
yeah.
if you want to look at an overall career, if you want to go percentage wise,
Well, I'm not
as far
getting
as
that
the
crazy.
lengthwise, because I think Back for the Attack is one of the very best albums. I love that album. There's 13 songs on there. It's a phenomenal Dokken album.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic. I mean, George Lynch was going crazy on it, but that had Burning Like a Flame, and I mean that was definitely going towards
Yeah.
the
Yep.
hair metal, and they were well. I don't want to say they were embracing it because none of them liked it. I mean, George Lynch absolutely hated Dream Warriors. Absolutely hated doing Dream Warriors.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Right.
So he wasn't into the fashion, the whole moniker. He felt like it took away from his skill level, the credibility that he had.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah, that
It's-
ushered in Lynch Mob.
if it's your choice, there's don't come to Bay City, man.
That was our life, and that was the best time of our life, and those
Yeah,
are the things we
Dokken was-
listened to.
yeah.
So wait, I want to check your record. So how old are you, Baker?
58, 9.
9.
Okay. All right.
What,
Greedy?
I'm 59. So's Dan.
58,
All right.
58,
All right.
59 in 5 months. Yeah,
We're all right
58.
there. Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
Yep.
Teenager in 1980. Perfect.
It's probably just the where we lived. You were in California at that time. We were all here.
Yeah, I mean,
We only got the best of the best. You got to hear, I don't know, House of Lords and shit.
look at you looking at your notes. You got to hear some piece of shit thing. I
I don't
don't.
remember this
Yeah.
shit.
Being in California, I'm surprised you didn't put LA Guns on your list.
Maybe they're on there. Maybe they're coming
Maybe
up.
they're
I
coming.
still got
We're not
two
done
left. I still got two left.
Yeah,
I
you
got
got
two
left.
left.
All right, Dan.
My money's that you have them in the top two.
We'll see. Number 3, Dan.
Number 3 for me is Great White.
Great White. Yes.
That Once Bitten, 1987, when that came out, I was hooked. Just hooked. And then you had Twice Shy come out after that. Those are probably the two best albums, I think, that really, Cycle City came along too, and they're all just great albums.
Jack had an amazing
Jack Russell just had his unique sound and voice. They had their own style, real bluesy.
Yeah.
At times, hard rock, at times, good ballads, just something you could turn up,
Yep.
roll your window down.
Yeah,
It's fun to listen to. Yeah.
they definitely would fall on my list somewhere there.
Yeah. Yeah. They definitely epitomized that with the hair metal. I'm very thankful that they grew out of it. I mean, I like Psycho City, but then I really like God, come on,
Hooked?
John. Thank you so much. That's one of my very favorite albums. I love the bluesier they got, the more that I liked them. When they did the Led Zeppelin stuff, I loved the Led Zeppelin stuff.
They did that
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah,
We
so
saw
his
Jack.
his voice is he's in my
Yeah.
top 10 vocalists. I love Jack Russell's voice.
Yeah, and they had a big range. I'm not comparing them to Queen or anything, but they had a big range. They could go blues, they could go, hard, they could go soft, they could go, in many different directions, vocally and, musically, the musicians in that band were great.
Yeah.
Can I share a really short Great White story?
Hell yeah.
So I interviewed Jack Russell a couple different times, and the very first time, what you always have him do is you have him do this sweeper. Hey, this is Jack Russell, Great White. You're listening to the Hairball John radio show, So he did it. The very first one, he said, "Hey, this is Jack Russell, Great White, and you're listening to Hairball John." And he goes, "Wait, that's not right. That's not right." I'm laughing like crazy. He starts laughing. And he's like, let me redo that. I'm like, no. That's the one I'm using. So then every time, all the way, that goes back to like 2003, 2004. So now every time I play Great White, it's him going, "You're listening to Hairball John." It's like the best
I
thing
haven't
ever.
heard that one on there yet, John. I haven't heard that one on the app yet.
I love that. That's
keep
my
an eye
favorite
out
thing.
for it.
Yeah,
all right, I think that brings us to number 2, right? Everybody's did their number 3.
Yeah.
Number 2, John, you're starting us off with this one.
Number 2, and I think this is the epitome of a hairband, is White Lion. I like
White Lion.
I like Vito's guitar playing is great.
Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Tramp's, part of the hairband thing is you have to be pretty. I mean, let's face it. I mean, there's a reason that Ronnie James Dio was not a hairband. And I mean, he's metal, but I'm just like, there's certain people that have faces for radio, which is mine. And you don't have it for MTV. But, Mike Tramp with doing, Where the Children Cry and Wait, when he's got that whole face up there. But I really like the album that's before that. That's before Pride. They had 2 before that, and they're both really, really good. I like I like White Lion as my number 2.
Yeah, I like that pick because I'm a big
I like that one.
I wish he was still around doing stuff.
Yeah,
it's weird. He just kind of disappeared, and he's happy with it.
He's kind of an enigma. He's just somebody that went, I'm good. My legacy is that people still want me. And that's actually pretty brilliant, to be honest with you. There's been no diminishing whatsoever in his legend because of some type of a tour or his skills diminished. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. Yeah,
Vito went out as Vito, and he's just taken it at that.
Went out on top, and that's it.
Yeah.
All right, Baker, number 2.
I'm gonna go with Bango Tango. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That'd be Motley Crue all the way. I struggled at putting them at number 1, but Motley Crue is number 2. I got the tattoos. I mean, my favorites are Live Wire, the older stuff. I'm not a fan of Girls, Girls, Girls as much now, but Looks to Kill, Live Wire, just that is what really started it off for me. And it brought, they are the
Everybody,
epitome of the hair band.
everybody pretty much would probably argue that they're the start of it. You know,
Yep, they started it all.
I
They
don't
were
have
the-
them as a hairband.
he doesn't have a hairband.
I don't see them as a hairband. I don't.
Not
How
even-
could you do Cinderella as a hair band and not Motley?
Cinderella was formed and came out during MTV.
Yeah, Motley was. I see where John's
Motley
come from.
Crue, I think that they're almost there with Kiss, bringing in that glam area, that glam metal. And
Right.
but if you're talking about Livewire and PCR Action and
That's
10
just my
Seconds to Love,
favorite.
yeah, no,
Right.
those are great songs. Those are my very
Right.
favorite songs.
Yeah.
That Too Fast for Love and Shout at the Devil
Yep.
are fantastic. But to me,
Even
those are
Shout's not a hair band?
what's that?
Even Shout wasn't a
No.
hair band?
No, girls.
Theater.
When they went to theater, absolutely theater. Absolutely theater. But that was a big change for them. I think that they were close to being metal in the early 80s, to be
Shout,
honest with you.
especially with
Well,
Shout.
Right.
Yeah,
But
so
I don't care if you got your toe dipped in.
I've got them wound up. Yeah, that's your Y&T, dude. You're like, this is fighting
Yeah.
words.
Well,
it
wait till you
is.
see.
Let's go,
If
baby.
you got your toe dipped into hair metal, you're a hair band.
Okay.
Hair bands.
That's
They had
your-
their toes dipped in it.
They're more than dipped. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Dan. Number 2, buddy.
I got Europe.
Yeah, great
Wow.
choice.
That is a good choice. Yeah.
That's a great choice.
They
Pulled right out of a hat.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a stretch. I
It's a
like
stretch.
it.
bit, but I was actually listening to my Alexa say, "Hey, play some '80s hair bands." And Europe came on. I'm like, "Damn, I almost forgot about them." And great songs. They have more hits
Well,
than you think.
then you think, yeah.
You can remember, and I'm
Do
like,
they?
"Oh yeah, that song."
They never really hit here in the United States for whatever reason. At least
Carrie was the
not
big
from-
one. That was a kind
Like
of a ballad, but they, they could play some hard stuff. But yeah, I mean, just if you're talking about just an album you can put on and just turn up and get into it. To me, it's like a feeling and like a mood.
Yeah.
That some
They're
of these bands
definitely a hair band.
put you
I think.
in. You know,
Yeah, they're a hair band. Yeah.
they make you happy, and you can turn it up and sing
We-
to it. And
We never got a chance. Like I said, for some reason, I don't know if it out in the West Coast they were that way, John, or not. But around here, they didn't come around here. They weren't like
Yeah.
on bills with bands and stuff. So we never had a chance to see them.
Yeah, I
would
saw them
hear
a couple times. They were great. They were great live. I would have put money, Dan, when you picked Winger, that you were going to go Europe, because I think you really look at the musicianship on an element too, because Europe had some great musicians. John
Yep.
Norm was a great is a great guitarist. And I don't know if you know the 91 or 92 album, which is Prisoners in Paradise. That's really good. So that was like
that one out.
that,
Yeah, I had-
people think that's their third album, but that's actually, I think it's their fourth, because they did have one or two
Have
before you got the
EP
Final
or
Countdown.
something before. Yeah.
Final Countdown, I think, was what really kind of put them,
I just
got
always
them
wondered-
noticed in the
Oh
United
yeah, it's
States.
And
Final Countdown.
And the best songs, and this is a great topic for in the future, the best songs on that album is never even got released.
Yeah.
Some of those
Deep.
songs are fantastic.
The
Dangerous.
TV songs.
Yep.
Yeah. They weren't radio friendly enough. They didn't have enough bubble gum to them. And those are the ones that you really put your teeth into.
And then,
Cherokee. Cherokee's a great
Yeah.
song.
Oh yeah.
The MTV videos, I mean,
Wonder why they never took off over here. They had everything that would seem like they would take off. I just don't know why. I don't know if people thought of him too much as like a Bon Jovi, because back then I kind of thought of him that. I'd seen Joey Tempest and thought he's just trying to be Bon Jovi, But
Yeah.
I don't understand why they didn't ever really take off over here.
well, there was a lot. Yeah, I mean, you're talking hair bands. There was a lot of competition.
Yeah, a lot of competition.
And they were probably bigger. They weren't as big as the United States, but I mean, they were big. Good
Yeah,
music.
they're still
For
real
me-
big overseas. They do
Yeah.
great overseas.
Mhm. For me, yeah, good band.
Yeah. It's a good pick.
All right, my number 2. This one is Baker will know why my number 1 is my number 1, but this could almost be my number 1. It's my number 1 favorite artist of the genre as far as a person, in Janie Lane and Warrant. I'm a huge Warrant fan. I'm a huge Janie fan. I just thought he was, his songwriting was fantastic. He could write the best ballads of the whole genre, I believe. And he wrote some good rockers still. And Dog Eat Dog was just like it just got overlooked because of the time, but that thing is just amazing. And every time I ever seen Janie on stage, I never saw him when he was drunk or anything, but he always put on a great show.
Yeah.
We met him several times and he was always awesome to me every time I met him. And he just was like, if there was a hero in the hair metal world, to me, it was Janie Lane.
Yeah.
And I love Warrant. So they're my number 2.
Uncle Tom.
Yeah, I
love that. Yeah.
I love the way Janie Lane. I mean, yeah, we met him at the golf course at one.
Yep.
Yeah, and yeah, just real chill dude, just really nice, friendly. Took the time to have a beer with us, and on stage, what I like about him on stage, and is that how he connected with the his fans. It'd be kind of like he was just connected. I think that helped him put on the show. That's what made his shows great, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my number 2. So
Good
I think
choice.
we've got everybody. We already did yours, John. Yep. You started, I think, right?
Yep. Started with White Lion.
Yep. All right. Number 1s. Here it is. The finale. Baker, you're up for number 1.
Yeah.
I know where we're going.
Like I said, all mine are just about, yeah, I might not be, the greatest, like you were saying. Dan liked Europe because of what
Musicianship.
again? Musicianship, but mine was because of the party.
Sure.
Yeah. It was Rat. My favorite Rat song is Lack of Communication. Not everybody knows that song, but Lay It Down, they know.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, the Lack of Communication just freaking rocks.
Yeah.
Stephen Piercy, the whole band, just like Scott said, Crosby and Warren DeMartini together is just a party, and just feel good all the time listening to them.
It didn't
Yeah.
hurt that we saw them about 1,000 times, probably.
Yeah, that
They were
don't.
one of the ones that came around every time.
Yeah. So yeah, number 1 is Rat for me.
They were always excellent. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. Rat would be one of my very favorite of the genre. For some reason, I just can't throw him in as a hairband. I don't know why that is. Maybe,
So literally,
maybe hold on.
everyone
Maybe
on my
it's because
list is not a hairband. Do you?
no, I know. We need to go
single
have
one.
beers, my friend. Actually, you can come to my therapist with me. I think it kind of goes back to a little bit of what Dan had touched on, and that was the ballad element. I think that, a ballad definitely is a big part of a hairband. And Rat, I think Giving Yourself Away is the closest they got.
That's
to,
fantastic.
and that's not even a ballad. So, and that's not the only reason. I don't know. It's hard for me on that. Maybe I don't know why that is, but I just can't. And they're one of my very favorite bands. So not having them on my list does not. There's a lot of bands that aren't on my list. That doesn't mean that they're not in that my favorite bands from that genre. It's just whether or not I consider them a hair band.
Did you see, John, where Joel Hoekstra is going to be playing with Steven now?
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, he's going to be on the solo band.
Oh, okay.
So when it's not Warren, you get Joel Hoekstra. So that's a pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Number 1, Dan.
Well, yeah, I went with Motley Crue. Just yeah, I played the hell out of their albums, every one of them. Shout at the Devil, all that stuff. That it really kind of kicked things off for me. Yeah.
So okay,
They're
Well,
kind of the epitome of a hair band, I think, but
we might as well lead right into my number 1 then. Motley Crue.
we agree on one.
Yeah.
You
Motley,
know,
is that like?
there's one band that I almost put in as at number 1, but we can come back to that if you want.
Yeah.
Little honorable mentions.
Yeah, we can do some honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions, yeah.
But with me and Motley, I can just remember my buddies walking in the house with that Shout at the Devil album when it came out, because we didn't, we never heard of the Too Fast for Love until Shout come out. And the first time I heard that, in the beginning, and I was just like hooked. And they opened up that gatefold cover, and there they were, and they just looked badass. I was like, oh my god! And then they were just they're like almost instantaneously became my number 1 favorite band, and I'm like a loyal dude, so that's why they've always been my number 1 favorite band, even though they tailed off and towards the end. But them first couple of albums, man, were just like
Yeah,
incredible. And the stage shows, they were fantastic. And I loved I got all the cream, or not cream, but like Hit Parader and all them magazines. And they had all these crazy, wild road stories. And I just, dreamed of like being that cool that you could be in Motley Crue. And the videos were all crazy good. And just, I've been a Motley Crue guy my whole life, and I'll be a Motley Crue guy to the end, even though Warrant is right there with them. But Motley is my number one. And they're pretty much, now that John knows, probably everybody in the world knows that Motley's my number one.
Yeah. And there was never a drop off in their, with the band members, they just played everything to a T, even live.
Until the end.
Yeah, Nikki Sixx is a marketing genius. He's only I put him right behind Gene Simmons. Yeah. I mean, as far as being able to keep them relevant and sustain, and for somebody that's died twice, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, supposedly.
Yeah,
but that's my.
He was hanging out with Ozzy when he died twice, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Ozzy probably should have died a bunch of times. He never died at all,
10.
supposedly.
At least 10.
Yeah.
So all right, John, Motley, 2 number ones and a number 2. Where's Motley on your list, John?
They're not.
You don't consider him hairband.
I mean, look, I go up to do you have to go up to 30 or like?
In the top 100? Top 100?
Top 100? Would they be in there?
They're going to be, I don't know. So I'm looking at my list here, somewhere below tough. No, I'm just kidding. No, they're not. I don't know where I'd put them on my hairband. I mean, I guess if I had to classify everything from that genre, if I went, all right, all of it is hair metal or hairband, then Motley is going to be towards the top. Absolutely. But I don't, like we've talked about, I just don't consider them to really be, again, they became a hairband. Theater of Pain that's one of the most obvious switches.
Glam.
To go in that way.
Glam rock.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they don't even consider themselves hair metal. I mean, it was just something we called them.
Well, we didn't call them that either. We called them heavy metal or hard rock.
Yeah, we didn't really at that time. We didn't call them that.
Yeah. So,
all right, John, you're gonna finish us off here. Numero uno.
Yeah, we're doing some honorable mentions, right? Because this actually really was tough.
We'll go around. We'll do some honorable mentions.
This was tough. So there's like a hairband wave 2 that hit like around 91, 92. That you had your Roxy Blue, your Hurricane Alice. There was so much that's there that I consider every one of them a hairband. So I mean, I can just say 1992, and that would bring in so much of it. Takedo was there. I'm trying to think what else. Silent Rage was there. So those are all ones. What? What did you just say?
Did I say Kick-Axe?
Did you say Kick-Axe?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kick-Axe was good.
How about Tricks?
Yeah, but Kick-Axe was 1984. Was Heavy Metal Shuffle and Vices
I don't know why I put him in that era.
Kick-Axe, Crocus is.
No, you're gonna really kill me.
You are just going out of your way to piss me off now. You really are. I'm actually, for my number 1, I'm putting Slaughter.
Oh.
Hey.
And one of the big reasons behind that is, yes, I think that Stick It To You is probably one of the best hair metal albums. And they ruled MTV, which for me is a hair metal essential.
Yes. Yeah.
But not a whole lot of people know, or some do and some don't. But the Vinnie Vincent that they did when it was Mark Slaughter and
basically
Ben Strum
Slaughter with
doing All Systems Go, I think that's probably the very best Slaughter album. That sounds like that is Slaughter all the way, and that one is a precursor to Stick It To You. I think the Slaughter got even a little bit heavier. I like Wildlife a lot, and then you kind of head up into some of the other albums. And I think they always put on a good show. They embraced exactly what hair metal was, and that is, if you're a hair metal band, you have to bring the chicks. So if you look at, and if we go back to Dokken for a second, if you look at Dokken, they were a total sausage fest on Breaking the Chains and Tooth and Nail, right? It was dude. I mean, you had more guys in line for the bathroom than you did girls. But when Under Lock and Key came around and they had Dream Warriors, and then all of a sudden you've got more, and you've got MTV. You have more women coming to the show, and if you have more women coming to the show, you have more men coming to the show. So I think that was a big thing with MTV, and the record is look at how the tours have changed. So I kind of put that too. If you were being geared towards females, and a lot of these that we've mentioned were, if that was going to become your target market, because let's face it, if we were Shout at the Devil and Stick It To You was not geared towards somebody listening to Shout at the Devil in 1983. It just wasn't. There's no way. And Slaughter for me is one of those bands that MTV kind of made. I mean, they came out because of MTV. So, but I think they're great. I think that their musicianship is really good. I think that Dana Strum is great. They're very entertaining, all of them. I think they deserve to be number one.
Yeah, I can see that. That was a good one to bring up. That they're definitely hair band.
Slaughter was still in the 80s too, wasn't it? They weren't in the 90s.
Yeah, Slaughter was probably what, 89,
late 80s.
90.
Okay.
I think it's 90.
Might be 90.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, they were around before that, but
yeah, they were Vinnie Vincent Invasion before they were.
Yeah. Have you listened to that? The Vinnie Vincent All Systems Go?
Yeah. I don't know if what's the main one with like
Boys Are Gonna Rock?
Yeah.
Vinnie Vincent title. Yeah.
I haven't listened to the whole thing, I don't think, probably, but
big difference between
familiar
the two.
with. Yeah. So
I didn't listen to that either. I kind of in the 90s, kind of when hair metal started dying, I kind of listened to some new stuff, and I don't think I liked it, and I kind of I went to like Godsmack, and then kind of never turned back from there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I kind of switced totally in the 90s.
Unfortunately.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, if you're looking at radio, I mean, that's where you've got the support. That's what's being pumped to you.
Yeah, that's where we got a lot of our stuff. That's why a lot of the more C bands and stuff we don't really know that well, because it wasn't on the radio, it wasn't really on MTV. So,
and it's funny because Godsmack, I enjoy now. I became a fan of a lot of those bands.
Yeah.
Afterwards, even Mother Love Bone and Temple of the Dog, and those are all band Soundgarden that I became a fan of later than when they first came out, because I wasn't kicking and screaming. I wanted to keep my
Did you say Mother Love Bone?
Yeah.
A band or a song?
That's a band.
Well, it's not a shot at anybody's parenting. I'm just telling you that.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew that girl.
It's a band.
Yes.
I'm checking that one out. I like
it. I think you will like that actually quite a bit.
Yeah. So anybody got an honorable mention they want to throw out?
I do. I'm gonna throw Striper in there.
Striper. Hey.
I know they're a Christian rock band, but you got To Hell with the Devil in '86. You got Soldiers, Under Command in '85, and that was right that they came out.
Right.
And Michael Sweet, great vocals, great guitarists, great musicians.
I definitely consider them hair band. I don't know about you guys, but
they're
hair band. Yeah,
put them there.
Like loudness is hair band.
We're all going to hell because of saying it, but yeah.
But and then maybe one obscure band. I listened to this band early on. I wouldn't maybe not consider them a hair band, but kind of put me on that path was Eldo Nova.
Yeah.
Talked about that on the first episode.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
I listened to that album so much.
That first one?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that?
81?
82?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great album. I still listen to that thing.
Yeah.
So that'd be my two honorable mentions. Just
all right.
Yep.
With mine, I just want to go with this just so I can reiterate this, and I'll reiterate this as much as I can throughout this whole YouTube series. I'm going to go with Guns N' Roses, so I can make
I was wondering where that was.
So everybody knows that Guns N' Roses is a hair band.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
You got a bat in the cave, man. You get that close, I can see up in there.
I feel that passionate about it.
They are definitely.
But I think they definitely deserve to be in there, and they're just not, in my top 5, but I think they'd be in my top 10 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think that's it for me for honorable mentions. You got one, John?
Actually, I would go with what Dan had talked about, and probably LA Guns. The only reason I don't have them in my top 5 is I kind of have a subgenre that I feel it's like sleaze metal. that has Faster Pussycat, that has LA Guns, and believe it or not, I think that probably Guns N' Roses falls into that where they came out of. Even, and I don't like this band at all, but Pretty Boy Floyd fits with that. And I love LA Guns. LA Guns is, you're gonna hate this, but LA Guns is the better Guns to come out of LA.
Tracy
Hands,
Gunn. Yeah.
Tracy Guns, and if you want to look catalog and the strength of the catalog and the number of songs, they put Guns N' Roses back in a club.
Yeah.
I think I think
Wouldn't
they're
argue
that
that.
great.
I wouldn't argue that either with the catalog, especially. But with me with Guns N' Roses, it's just Appetite is so
Yeah,
it's almost like perfect.
yeah.
But
It's
after
part
that,
it's part of
yeah.
the fabric of your life.
yeah,
That's a
yeah,
big
it's,
deal.
it's almost perfect. And then after that, I don't really care much for what Guns N' Roses did after that. But Appetite is so damn good that it just
Yeah,
Another
that
great
was,
top album. Yeah.
yeah, they just, yeah, that album was unbelievable.
So nobody went Bon Jovi.
yeah. I mean, none of me went Bon Jovi.
I'm looking.
I
Yeah,
thought about
That-
them. I mean, like
Not my
there's
favorite,
probably 15 other bands I could have put in there.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple that are missing.
I mean-
I'm sorry, Baker. Did you have an honorable mention and I cut you off on that?
No, you didn't. No.
Oh, Whitesnake wasn't here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Whitesnake for me became a hair band. I don't think
Yeah.
they slided in, but they definitely became a hair band. I mean, they embodied hair band.
Yeah, they changed their whole sound. Just
Yeah. So I'm
band.
surprised that wasn't on the list.
Well, you almost need a top 20 to get all these.
Oh, yeah,
We
yeah.
got
Yeah.
plenty of
You
got
know.
plenty of time to add to them and
Right.
do different things with them. And
And I do have an honorable. It was kind of my underrated one last week. Fastway.
Oh.
Say what you
You-
will. Just kind of did it. That was such an incredible single right there alone. And then you got the motion picture album.
That Trick or Treat, even the album All Fired Up is such a great album.
oh yes,
You know,
yes.
so much of that. It's those two
And
albums,
then-
Trick or Treat and All Fired Up, are
Yep.
fantastic.
And then I really did I had Van Halen in my list, but I kind of switched them out with Def Leppard because, are they hair band? Are they not? But obviously Van Halen, to me, they are a hair band. They got the same look and sound. They just started early, but they got their toes dipped in it. So they're hair metal to me.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yep, definitely there too. Yep.
So
All right.
it's just-
Hey,
Yep.
we could go back to April Wine, or we could go back to Boston. Or,
That'd be just between you and me.
Yeah, nice.
there you go. There you go. I
Nice.
set you up. I
That's the
set
way
you
to
up,
end it.
Scott.
All right, guys. I appreciate you coming on. It was lots of fun as usual. Make sure if you're out there watching this by chance to like and subscribe, do all that stuff, ring the bell, get your notifications. We'll be coming up the next episode, I believe. I think I'll announce it right now with everybody here. I think John brought it up when I talked to him earlier this week, and we both kind of brought it up at the same time as a good idea. But I think what we'll do is your top 3 album covers, just the album cover, not the back or the gatefold or anything, and your bottom 3 that you hate, 3 that you love.
I mean, the
Okay.
visual art of
Just
it,
the visual art of the
Yeah.
cover.
Or
anything,
yeah.
but not hair metal, not just hair metal or hair.
clothes.
Well, trying to stay in
poses.
that vein. I don't want to have a bunch of Led Zeppelin covers on the on the list.
So we're gonna stay in hair metal, hair.
In that vein, hair metal, hard
Okay.
rock. That's what we're
Hair
gonna try and
metal,
stay.
hard
Most
rock.
of the show will be between that hair metal, hard rock
Yeah, that's true.
categories. So be thinking about that. 3 of your best
3 of your worst.
and 3 of your worst, and we'll go around the table and we'll do our do the same type of thing. But 3 best, 3 worst.
3 of my
Okay.
3 of my worst might be bands that you may not know of.
Oh, keep it to yourself.
You
And
might.
I'll-
This might
and-
take a little looking around. Been a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do a little homework, but yeah, just kind of look up some ones. I'm sure you probably got ones in your head that you can remember.
Well, I've already got one in my
Oh
head.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've got my worst in my head right now.
I got my best. And actually, it's probably not even right to do it, but I'm not going to even include it because it's not even fair to every other album out there.
Well, put it in there then, so we can tell you that it's
yeah.
not.
You're gonna have to share that one though.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. If you don't put it in your list, you at least gotta. If you think that highly of it, you gotta put it out there.
But the worst album cover does not mean they were a terrible band.
No, it doesn't mean anything about what's the record was. It's just gonna be the album cover. It could be a
Worst to you
fantastic
and mine.
record with a horrible cover, or a horrible record with a fantastic cover.
And some were both. Some were both
Yeah,
horrible.
you're
It could be
right.
both.
You're
Yep, so
right.
it could be both.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Well, like I said, fellas, appreciate you coming on, and we'll plan
Challenge
on next
accepted.
Monday night
Yeah.
again.
This was fun, guys. I enjoyed
Yeah.
all of it. It was nice meeting you, Dan, and
Yeah, you
and
too. This is my first time
Baker.
doing
You
this.
know, we'll become friends.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, yes.
And